So welcome everybody, and as usual, John's going to give us a fantastic training today. So over to you, John.
Yes, thank you. Well, it's good to be here again. As like I said, I almost forgot, but the old intuition thing pops in there and says, "Hey, John, it's Thursday. You need to be doing something this evening." Oh, yes, we do. So I prepared some stuff today. We've covered many things in the past, as you know, and there's always stuff to talk about. So I thought I would speak this evening very briefly about because a lot of what we achieve or the results that we get are all down to decisions that we make, but a lot of it as well is down to our habits. So I was doing so, and one thing that I'm very passionate about is like, because if you want to be successful, then you do need to do things that successful people do. That comes down to habits, comes down to the way we think. It comes down to what we do on a daily basis. So the title of this evening was the 5 habits of successful people. You know, 5 is quite good to go into. So just imagine this. Just imagine that John Maxwell actually said this. This isn't my material. John Maxwell said this, and he says if he was to come to your house for 24 hours and just sit in the background, drink your coffee, and just watch what you do for 24 hours, he could tell without any shadow of a doubt whether you are destined to become successful or not. And it's all down to our habits because this is the thing is that when we go about our business every single day, we do what we do, we're in our own head. So we're busy, we think we're productive, and quite often we are, but we're not always as productive as we could be because we have this conversation with ourselves. But because we're having the conversation with ourselves, there's no real feedback because the feedback generally comes from ourselves. But we don't really see anything outside the box. If you're a coach, like an Anthony Robbins standing next to you, he'd be going, well, you should really be doing this, or that's not actually right, or you've got some sort of external feedback, but we don't get that external feedback because we're giving ourselves our own feedback based on our whole entire paradigm. So we get frustrated. We have the lack of results, or we're not getting what we want, or we're feeling like we could be doing better or happier or more motivated or not brain fog. But the thing is, it's all taking place in our own environment, in our own head. So I'm going to cover 5 secrets. Sorry, not 5 secrets, 5 habits of highly successful people. And all of them do more than this, but these are sort of just 5 of the fundamentals that you'll find that any successful person does. The secret of your future is hidden in your daily routine. Absolutely 100%, no question about it. Now, if you were to really sort of do a journal, okay, I get up at this time, I go to bed at this time, and list every single activity, everything. It doesn't matter what it is. Go for lunch, go online, do this, post on Facebook, have so many conversations. Whatever it is you do, whatever your entire routine is for that particular day, if you were to journal it and then analyze your journal, you would see that there's a lot of stuff in there that is non-productive. You're busy with it, but it's not productive. And the reason I say it's not productive, and by the way, I'm saying this to myself as well, is because if it was productive, you would be getting results. You'd be not just getting results, but you'd be getting desired results. You'd see things happen. You'd be enrolling people. You would be getting likes or hearts on your Facebook post. You'd be getting all this sort of stuff, results. So the secret of your future is hidden in your daily routine. So you might want to write this down. One of the first habit that all successful people do, females, males, whatever, is that if I'm not a very religious person at all, but successful people, they pray and they meditate. Now, I know that Lolita meditates, and probably all of us here, but this is just one thing that is very important, praying. Because when you pray, and it doesn't matter if you're praying to God or just speaking to the universe through affirmations or affirmations or whatever, just whatever you're doing there. You're speaking to the universe, you're putting out a vibration, you're putting out a frequency, and you're going to get something back. And when you meditate, this is the time when you take time out and thoughts come back to you. So you're putting it out there, and the time that you medicate is when the answers, the thoughts, the ideas come back to you. Now, here's a top tip. quite often, you know, everybody's got their own way of meditating. You know, some people sit with crossed legs in a dark room, whatever. It doesn't really matter. That is not really relevant. But what you should have on your person or by your side is a notebook, a journal, and a pen. Because when these ideas flow into your mind, you really want to journal them, because they come into your mind for a reason. You know, it's your intuition sort of guiding you through. So have that notebook available to log your thoughts. The second habit that highly successful people do is every single one of them read. And I don't mean just read. I mean, it's obviously the material that they read is important, because as you see, as I go through these 5 habits, every single one of them stimulates your thoughts in some way, shape, or form, because it's your thoughts that become things. So when you stimulate your thoughts in the correct way, you start to simulate feelings, which then give you the urge to take action, and then you obviously get the results. So all of this stuff is subconscious mind stimulating. Yeah, the more that we read, see, I'll give you a story. When I was up till 1995, when I left school, I don't believe that I'd ever read a book at all after that, because just, you know, nobody really told me to read, and I didn't find it was important. Hated it. It was so boring. I mean, I read my first book called The Magic of Thinking Big. That started me on that whole journey. But the more you read, and this is the good, this is the thing about reading, the more you read, and it's not just about reading positive mental attitude or goal center, but read stuff that just will enhance your life, will enhance your thoughts, will enhance your skills, all good stuff like that. But when the more that you read, and it should be every day, and it's said that you should invest at least a minimum of 1% of your day. I think that's about 14 point odd seconds. It's about 15 minutes a day, 14 point odd minutes, sorry. 15 minutes a day or 10 pages, and that will give you a book a month. That's why everybody talks about read a book a month. You do 10 pages a day, that gives you 300 pages, and that gives you your book a month. If you can do more, that's great. But the more that you read, the more that you learn. And the more that you learn, the chances are the more that you earn. That's just how it works, because you can't jump to the earning part before you've done the learning part, and that applies to skills. It applies to knowledge, specific knowledge. It applies to mindset. It applies to all these different areas in our lives. But here's the thing: is, you know, I said the more you read, the more you learn. The more you learn, the chances are the more you'll earn. But the thing is here is it's not just the earning, excuse me, the more you grow, everything grows. It's not just your bank account, it's your relationships, it's your spiritual, it's your motivation, everything, your whole entire, it's like the rising tide rises, the rising tide raises all ships. So as your learning capacity goes up, everything that is in your life goes up with it. I'll get your question in a minute there, Karen. Yeah, so the key to the key to success is, and we'll break that down, KEY. The key to success is keep educating yourself. So it's a word key, but it's also an acronym. So keep educating yourself constantly, every single day. And what I've found as well, because I've been really engaging in this reading, listening, and studying and journaling and stuff like that, what I'm finding, and it's not really conscious. What I'm finding is that I'm by default growing as a person, and I find that my activity levels higher, my focus is higher, my motivation is higher, the desire to get stuff done, it becomes higher by default. And that's all your subconscious mind sort of reprogramming itself and adjusting to the new environment. Habit number 3, listen to audio every day. Absolutely listen to audio. I mean, I've got stuff on YouTube. I don't have a drive on my computer. I don't have an MP3 or that. I just listen to YouTube. But not talking about funny cats and stuff like that. I'm talking about, you know, the kind of stuff that you would listen to, anything you get your hands on. And then what you find is that the more that you listen to that sort of material, the more YouTube recommends to you in that field. and then the more stuff. And I mean, I'm not just listening about motivation or goal setting or dreaming big or any of that kind of stuff. But there's other things like health. I mean, peptides is an example. The stuff that's non-pharmaceutical. You got all these little tips. I'm thinking, why? Or how can I build my deltoid more effectively? It's all stuff like that. It's really amazing. So yeah, key number 3 is listen to audio every day. But that's not just like listening to audio in terms of like YouTube, or if you've got CDs or MP3s, but it's also listening to audio about the conversations that you have with yourself, the conversation that you have with other people. And I'm going to go into something right now that's actually quite fundamental and profound. Think about the conversation that you have with people. We take it for granted that the conversations that we have, but quite often we don't analyze the conversation that we have. What is actually coming out of our mouths? If you were to step back or record it and listen to it, you think, oh my God, that's actually that positive, or it's not very productive, or it's not very supportive, when we listen to our own conversation. So be careful who you share your dreams with. This is another one, because quite often we speak to people about, this is going on in my life and this is what I'm going to achieve. Don't share, and this is a good phrase here, don't share big dreams with small-minded people. You know what it's like, the conversation, oh, you're kidding, oh, you're as pipe dreams, oh, that's never going to work. I mean, we probably wouldn't do that, but it's a good thing to pass on to our new people that come in as well. And keep the right company. When I say the right company, the people that we associate with, we've heard the saying before, you become the average of the 5 people that you regularly associate with. That might be online, offline, or whatever, but the people that we associate most of the time is who we become the average of. So sometimes it's good to take stock of who it is. And when I say who it is, I'm talking, it could be family members, it could be friends, it could be people online, but sometimes it's good just to take a list and put on the left-hand side, drag, like you have conversations with these people and they drag you down. And sometimes that might even be family members. Obviously, we're not going to, fire them of our lives, but we just minimize the conversations. And on the other side of the page, write improve. So you've got people who drag you downside. You've got people who will improve your state of mind, your level of knowledge. They'll support you. So they're the people that you want to spend most of the time with. Habit number 4 is this. Now, this one here is not the most important, but it is very important. Is to write down and review your dreams and goals. Now you think about this. Think about this. Imagine that you're, what is it today? It's the 25th of April today. Imagine by the 31st of December 2025, not 2024, but 2025. Imagine you had a blank piece of paper and you say to yourself, by 31st of December 2025, and just imagine where you want to be at that point. When I say imagine, I'm talking about your entire life, from the house you live in, to the shoes you wear, to the car you drive, to your bank account. Imagine it, even imagine it down to the details, that what does your phone look like when you're going into your phone and maybe checking your text? What is it? You've really got to visualize your entire life down to the absolute, what do your fingernails look like? What does your haircut look like? What is the paint color on your wall? You've got to really get into this visualization thing, because at the end of the day is that our subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between reality and imagined. It doesn't know the difference at all. And when you do this exercise often enough, and quite often a good time to do this is when you're sat at the table having breakfast, when you're doing nothing else anyway, apart from having a coffee, cereal, or whatever you have for coffee, then just grab your vision book across, your journal, and start going into that world. Because you've got to imagine it how it is, like it's existing now, how it has become, and not how you would like it to be, because that's like the future. You need to be living you live in the present, but you're living in your dream world in the future, in the present, as if it's already happened. Here's the thing. I'll give you a scenario. Imagine you're in a cafe or you're downtown doing a bit of shopping. You've got your car parked there. You finish shopping or you finish in the cafe, you go to your car, it's raining, it's pouring down with rain. You think, oh my God, You go to your car very quickly, open the door, get in, turn the engine on, put the heater on, you're ready to go, but your window washers or wipers or whatever you call them, your window washers don't work. Now it's pouring down the rain. Now we all know that that's how that looks. You're not going anywhere. You can't possibly drive your car with the wipers not working and the rain pouring down on your windscreen. And it's like your vision or your goals or your dreams, if they're hazy, if you cannot see them clearly, just like the scenario with not being able to look out your windscreen, then that's exactly what happens. You can't see them. You can't go anywhere. Because remember, we said before that you're either moving away from something or you're moving towards something. That they're moving away for something, but it's like, it's like pushing you a little bit. You'll get so far, but you won't go anywhere further than that. You just sort of tread water. Each day will be the same. You're not getting any more, results. You get frustrated. You become unhappy. You tend to default back to sort of just keeping busy instead of productive. That's what happens when you don't have a clear vision or a goal for the future. You're not moving towards that thing or those things. So where do you start? Did you know this? This is an interesting fact, actually. The chances of success increase by 42% just from the fact that you write your goals down. Isn't that amazing? We have these sort of wild ideas. This is what I like, they're just sort of ideas, make you feel good. But the chances of success actually increase by 42% just by writing it down. The rest is obviously up to the daily activities and your habits as well. And habit number 5, believe it or not, you may do this, you may not, but exercising. Exercising is absolutely fundamental. All successful people do something. They don't necessarily become bodybuilders, but they do something. Cycling, running, jogging, fast walking, whatever it is. But exercising is absolutely important. It's important for many reasons. It's not just from a physical point of view, but even if you're not an exercising type person, if you were to just take a walk for 15 minutes per day, you times 15 by 7, by 4, by 52, that's actually quite a lot of walking. Or if it's 10 press-ups a day or whatever you do. But exercising is absolutely important. And let me just see, let's see what I've written down here. Speaking of differently, yeah. When we speak in you've got to speak in the direction that you want to go. And I'll give you an example. Let me just see, I've taken some notes here. You don't want to go see. When we say things like, I can't sponsor people, or I'm having a problem with getting people engaging on my post. This is the key here, because when you speak what you don't want, guess what happens? It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You tend to get more of what you don't want. But end that sentence, if you say whatever it is that you're not getting, in terms of like whether it's your happiness, whether it's your result, whatever it is, end the sentence with, that's exactly how I want it to be. Because you put like a stop on you actually saying it. You've said it, but you say, that's exactly how I want it to be. And that neutralizes that negative self-talk. And even when you think about it, this is exactly how I want it to be. This is exactly how I want to be. And then that way you've not communicated it, because when you say stuff like, it's easy to, if you're not actually being successful with sponsoring people, we tend to think, I'm not sponsoring anybody. And guess what happens? The subconscious mind says, oh, okay, let's find ways how we can sponsor people. So it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So we've got to really be careful with that. And quite often we say it, but we don't think about what we're saying, but we say it anyway. And then we keep tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day, next week. It's the same results. We keep getting the same results. So we need to be careful of the conversation that we're having, what we actually allow. And it's the same with illnesses or how we feel. Think it, but don't say it, because it's important to keep that conversation somewhere else and turn it into a positive. Anyway, there's just a few things I wanted to cover there today. I know it's not much, but I'm just going to finish with this. Success, absolutely 100% is in your routine, your daily habits, your daily routine. You can find it in there. As I said at the very beginning, John Maxwell said, if I came to your home for 24 hours, I will tell you without any shadow of doubt, 100% accurate, whether you will be successful or not, based on your daily habits. And success is in your daily routine. So that's why sometimes we say, okay, well, I can't change what is, it's happened. The past is the past. We can't change that. But sometimes it's good to just sort of step back a little bit and say, okay, stop. Let's, as we used to say in the military, let's reorg or reorganize. Let's step back and see where we are right now and really take stock of where we are, what we've done to get to where we are, and then make the necessary adjustments to go in a different direction, because it's completely crazy to try and get different results by doing the same things that we've done up to this point. It just doesn't work. So when you change your routine, absolutely 100%, your success, however big or small that is, will follow. It just will. Remember, thoughts, feelings, actions, results. You change that, you change your results. It can't happen any other way. It just can't. Yeah, so you can't have $1 million income with a minimum wage attitude. We need to think like big people, like millionaires. And if you want to become a millionaire, you need to think differently. You can't have the same patterns of thought and expect to start sponsoring people, start getting engagement on your posts, start to feel good, really take charge of your life. So I hope that helped. Just a few points there.
Yeah, really good. I mean, I was just thinking about it relating to myself, and I suppose that's what we do sometimes. But for myself, on the exercise stuff after December, I was only walking like 10, 15 minutes max. Now I'm walking up to 2 hours a day. And I think I told some of you guys that I started looking at my gut health and how to manage that. And I've really looked into it in detail. And it's had a phenomenal effect on my energy levels, on my hunger levels. I'm not hungry. I don't have any, how you have these not hunger pangs, but you sort of want to go for snacks and stuff. I don't have that anymore.
Binging.
It really is amazing. But I'm eating things that I never ate before, like a lot more fermented foods. I'm making my own fermented foods. I'm eating my own fermented foods. I'm eating so many vegetables, it's unbelievable. I didn't know that you could eat that many vegetables, but you can. And yeah, no, it's really good. I've lost about 10 pounds, I think, in weight, which is quite a lot over about 3-4 weeks. So yeah, it's amazing when you start doing, and on a daily basis, I'm recording what I'm eating. I'm recording. And one thing I never did, because I'm a chef, I can just literally, in England, we have a program called we used to have a program, Ready, Steady, Cook, where you just grab everything out of the cupboard. And that's how I cooked, because I knew I could. But now I'm actually planning a week ahead. So I'm putting thought into what I'm going to eat, what I'm going to have for breakfast, what I'm going to have for lunch, and things like that. And it certainly makes a difference when you start actually putting into action and write down, like you said, I was writing, my main goal was that to lose weight, because I want to reverse my diabetes. So, and my diabetes, the control of that is unbelievable. It's almost a straight line between 7 and 6, and it used to be in the high double figures. And sometimes I think there's a fault with the machine, or so I try a blood test as well just to make sure. But that's the biggest difference it's made. So, we can actually have a big effect on ourselves by, changing habits and doing things that are positive, definitely. Anyone else want to say anything?
Yeah, actually, Derek, just on your diabetes, there's a really good flour called fiber flour. So it's really suitable for diabetes, and you can just
What,
use it as
sorry?
fiber flour.
Fiber flour. Okay, I haven't heard of that
That's
one.
by Longevity Foods, and I use it. It's got 0
Okay.
carbs.
I'm actually starting to have a lot more flaxseed as well in my diet now, which is supposed to control your blood pressure, and that certainly makes a difference. But again, nuts and things like that. There's so many different things now that you think. You see, before I used to eat, and my blood sugar used to spike, whereas now I mix what I'm eating on the same plate, and my blood sugar doesn't spike. So I still eat potatoes, where I stopped eating them altogether because I thought that was what made my blood sugar spike. But it's what you have in combination with the potatoes and quantity as well that makes the difference. Crazy, really, when you look at your diets. There's so much more to it. And I studied nutrition as well. I used to teach people how to eat healthily. I still, after looking at that, really, we're not teaching people how to eat healthy at all. You know, if you look
Has
at the
anybody
National
ever heard
Health,
that? Seen the? Have you ever heard seen the video that's titled "Stop It"?
stop it. No.
Right, I tell you what, this is good because quite often when we're doing stuff, and I have actually caught myself doing this as well. When we do stuff that we know we shouldn't be doing, but we do it anyway, it's actually quite easy. We just stop doing it and do something else. I'm going to show you this video. Actually, it's only 6 minutes long, so we've got time to squeeze this in. So I'll share my screen.
Okay.
Can I share my screen here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hold on.
No.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, let me just share my screen. Let's have a look here. This one, so this should be okay. So can you see my screen here?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so you should hear. Just let me know if you can hear the tone. Can you hear that? Okay, yeah.
Dr. Switzer?
Yes, come in. I'm just washing my hands.
I'm Catherine Bigman. Janet Carlisle referred me.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, yes. Fear of being buried alive in a box.
Yes, that's me. Should I lay down?
Oh, no, we don't do that anymore. Just have a seat. And let me tell you a bit about our billing. I charge $5 for the first 5 minutes, and then absolutely nothing after that. How does that sound?
That sounds great. Too good to be true, as a matter of fact.
Well, I can almost guarantee you that our session won't last the full 5 minutes. Now, we don't do any insurance billing, so you would either have to pay in cash or by check.
Wow, okay.
And I don't make change.
All right.
And go.
Go.
Well, tell
What?
me about the problem that you wish to address.
Oh, okay. Well, I have this fear of being buried alive in a box. I start thinking about being buried alive and I begin to panic.
Has anyone ever tried to bury you alive in a box?
No, but truly thinking about it does make my life horrible. I mean, I can't go through tunnels or be in an elevator or in a house, anything boxy.
So what you're saying is you're claustrophobic.
Yes, that's it.
All right, well, let's go, Catherine. I'm going to say 2 words to you right now. I want you to listen to them very, very carefully. Then I want you to take them out of the office with you and incorporate them into your life.
Well, shall I write them down?
Well, if it makes you comfortable, it's just 2 words. We find most people can remember them.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay, here they are. Stop it!
I'm sorry?
Stop it!
Stop it?
Yes, S-T-O-P, new word, I-T.
So, what are you saying?
You know, it's funny. I say 2 simple words, and I cannot tell you the amount of people who say exactly the same thing you're saying. I mean, this is not Yiddish, Catherine. This is English. Stop it.
So, I should just stop it.
There you go. I mean, you don't want to go through life being scared of being buried alive in a box, do you? I mean, that sounds frightening.
It is.
Then stop it.
I can't. I mean, it's been with me since childhood.
No, we don't go there. Just stop.
So, I should just stop being afraid of being buried alive in a box.
You got it. Good girl. Well, it's only been 3 minutes, so that will be $3.
Actually, I only have a 5, so
Well, I don't make change.
then I guess I'll take the full 5 minutes.
Fine. All right. Well, what other problems would you like to address?
I'm bulimic. I stick my fingers down my throat.
Stop it! Nut of some kind? Don't do that.
But I'm compelled to. My mom used to call me fatty.
No, we don't go there.
But I've been having this dream.
No, we don't go there either.
But my horoscope did say.
We definitely don't go there. Just stop it. What else?
Well, I have self-destructive relationships with men.
Stop it! You want to be with a man, don't you?
Yes.
Well, then stop it. Don't be such a big baby.
I wash my hands a lot.
That's all right.
It is?
I wash my hands all the time. There's a lot of germs out there. Yeah, don't worry about that one.
I'm afraid to drive.
Well, stop it! How are you going to get around? Get in the car and drive, you kook.
Stop it! Stop it! You stop it!
What's the problem, Kathy?
I don't like this. I don't like this therapy at all. You're just telling me to stop it.
And you don't like that.
No, I don't.
So you think we're moving too fast? Is that it?
Yes. Yes, I do.
All right, then let me give you 10 words that I think will clear everything up for you. You want to get a pad and a pencil for this one?
All right.
Are you ready? Mm-hmm. All right, here are the 10 words. Stop it, or I'll bury you alive in a box.
So there you go. That's all we need to do. Whatever it is that's holding us back, stop. 1 minute, stop. Sorry. Yeah, whatever it is that's holding us back, just stop it. Just stop it. That's it. It's definitely that easy. Stop it. And do something else that actually makes you feel better and gets you results. That makes sense. It actually is quite funny, but it does bring back a home. We just need to stop it. That's it. Stop it.
It's so funny.
Yeah, I thought I'd share that with you because it does is very amusing, but it is powerful as well. We just, because we have all these, well, my mother and this, and I'm used to, and what? Stop it. Just, we don't go there. Stop it.
I want to say it like he does to people.
Yeah, well, that's it. Just say, well, listen to them but you get it all the time. We have these conversations, people saying, oh, this, excuses, whatever. Well, stop it. What do you mean? Well, what do you mean? What do I mean? It's like, just stop it. That's it.
People seem to want complicated answers, don't they?
I know.
And all you got to do is stop it. Yeah, really. It's true. It's true. Because if you have ever stopped something, you'll notice that things improve.
I'll tell you, one thing's for sure is that one of the most difficult, if we can use that word, challenging, difficult things that you'll ever do in your life is pursue success. Because there's like 1,001 challenges you've got to overcome, and most of them are within ourselves. Speaking to people, that's not difficult. Getting people started is not difficult. None of that's difficult. It's us that make it difficult. And that's the biggest challenge that most people have. And that's why there's so few people on the planet that are truly successful, is because it is very, very difficult. It's not difficult per se, but because we are in the equation, that's where the difficulty comes in. So I hope you got some value from this evening.
Yeah, very good, thank you.
Very quiet over there in Norway, Lolita.
Yeah, chilling. No, it's just, yeah, everything you said, John, as always, yeah, truth. But funny enough, I do all these things and still. So there probably are rules to accept, what's the saying, rules to exception or whatever. I'm dyslexic, by the way, so sometimes I put words wrongly. So yeah, I do all these things, I do believe that there is an exception. We cannot apply all these rules to the whole humanity. And probably that my belief stops me from moving forward. I don't know. I need to reflect on that, because what else there could be, for an explanation. So I do think that there is an exception.
Well, no, in terms of we can't bring this to humanity. It's like the old saying goes that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Now, there is so many examples of people that have come from places that you would never expect somebody to become successful with, but they have anyway. It is available to everybody. It's just that you lead them to water, they can't make them drink. They need to make the decisions from themselves whether they want to change. But anybody can change. They just have to want to. Some
Yeah.
people are too deep in there, but they still can do it because, well, this human brain's the same for everybody. The capacity is maybe not the capacity is the same. How we use it's different. But what you might be experiencing right now is probably something a couple of layers deeper than the surface level that you can see. I'm doing all these things, but something is holding you back.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I do agree. I'm in this industry, I mean, spiritual and personal development, 20 plus years. I went so deep in all these, transcending meditations and really saw the deep shit inside me, cleared a lot of shit, more shit I clear, pardon my French, Karen and Cynthia. More shit I clear, more shit it's revealed. So it's just, I do my inner work now constantly, now nonstop, because whatever I see outside is just I'm not satisfied, and I'm not satisfied to the point of, oh my God, I acknowledge, I'm aware those results. I am not satisfied. I cannot accept them. So I do a lot of work, and and there is another thing, that whatever we see outside in external environment is a reflection of inner environment, however, is delayed. For how long delayed? In my case, probably delayed for, say, 3 months, maybe 6 months, because the reflection is always delayed. That's the rule of one of the rules of the universe. What you see, it's delayed. It could be, the time, as we know, timelines are not linear. So this delay could be just lapse in some timelines. I don't know. But you see, I'm still very positive. I'm a very happy person. If I cut my finger, doesn't mean I'm dying. It's just I just cut my finger. So all is good. However, I'm very conscious that I need to find the way to clear the shit that reflects now in my external results. And those external results are not bad. Don't get me wrong. I am well, I all is good. I have clients, I have contracts, but it's just something, it's not aligning. And that's what I'm questioning. Success for me, of course, my bank account. Absolutely. Because I love money. I love look after myself, and money is just part of me. And I've never, I love money, and money probably loves me because I can manifest money like this. However, there is something in the feeling level that is just something out of order. And that's where nobody can fix that, only myself.
No, but there's obviously factors that govern how you feel inside as well. And sometimes when we have, I call it the Sherlock Holmes approach, is that sometimes we need to just sort of say, okay, because Sherlock Holmes became as good as he was because of the process of elimination. He just said, he looked at all the dynamics and sort of eliminated everything, and then he found the murderer, or whoever it was there. But we ourselves can have the Sherlock Holmes approach in that, okay, am I doing this? okay, am I doing this? Am I doing this? Am I doing this? All the key income producing activities and the things for us personally as well, not just the business, but us personally. Am I doing all of that thing? And then you break it down to another level and say, well, okay, I'm doing these things, but how am I doing? Am I saying the right things? Have I got the right self-talk? What sort of things am I saying to myself? Because thoughts do become feelings. That's just, that's how it is. But you eliminate all of these things and you may by default just come across and think, hold on a minute, I'm actually lacking here. And then you start to explore, you get rid of all them because you're doing that anyway, and you'll probably get one or two things that need addressing. And then you
That's how I actually work. The process of elimination I always use. Even Derek, I use elimination in my diet as well. I do these detox, which is could be beneficial for you. You eliminate all the foods that are have intention to give allergies, and all this, and then you put them back. It's eat very clean for a month, and then you put these foods back, and then you notice straight away. That's how I eliminated a lot of food. So elimination process, yeah, in all areas, very good.
Yeah, and by the way, on the food side, every single one of us is completely different. Because my sugar levels might be spiked because of my body, but somebody else like yours might be completely different. So don't ever think you have to eat what other people have to. You have to discover your own by elimination. Yeah.
Totally agree. I totally agree, but there is some rules, universal rules, universal laws. And exercising, obviously, is definitely good for everyone. How you exercise is now down to you. I love, working with weights. I cannot do cardio, for example. I love walking, yes. Swimming, mine, I can swim day and night and in winter as well. But I cannot do cardio. I just hate cardio. And if I will do cardio, then I know I don't. So we need to find the way. And it's in this business, our business. I remember, Derek, once you said, maybe you are doing your way, but it's not correct way. However, yes, correct way, but if you find your true essence way, then it cannot be wrong or not, or wrong. So it's finding the way, that grip that gives you smile, that gives you joy. Of course, sometimes we need to go out of the, but practice makes it perfect. I practiced talking to people. I hated talking to people. Not that I hated people, I just could not bother, to be honest. But then I was put in situation, I started talking to people, and I love talking to people. However, still, I'm somehow don't, sign up them or even in my coaching business, there is something that what I say create some reactions towards me. Not like reaction, but something I say is not aligned with them or me. I don't know. I'm looking for it, for the answers. Just be honest. You see how I'm honest?
Well, the thing
Yeah,
is,
no, but that does come with practice. That, like you said, it took me a very, very long time to figure out how to converse with people. It was practice, and it was learning from other people, reading books, like John said, listening to audio tapes, and then using some of those things in my way, though. I always got annoyed because people said you had to do it this way and this way and this way.
No.
And I'm thinking, why have I got to do it your way? I need to do it my way. And that's what always annoyed me about all these, upline who are succeeding. They're saying, oh, no, you're doing it wrong. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. But it's not. Every person's got to pick their way. And one of the things I did find, which is quite not unique, is that we constantly put things in front of our way. We actually do things. John was talking about productivity, okay? So if you look at what's productive and what isn't, the number of things that you do are non-productive, and also things that you can do away with is really, really great. And sometimes that's you put it in your own way to stop yourself doing the productive stuff.
Yeah, agree.
And we spend so much time doing non-productive stuff, and then we wonder why we're tired at the end of the day because we're doing so much and we're not really getting where we want. Well, we aren't doing what's productive. And the reason why we're not doing that is we say, oh, I've got to cook lunch now. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. You know, my process, I never follow recipes, okay, but now I've had to. Why? Because I'm changing my habits. So I actually cook breakfast. I cook lunch, and I'm not just talking, you know, ordinary breakfast. Today I did I forget what it's called now, shashufla or whatever, with eggs and peppers and garlic and all that kind of stuff. And I was thinking, I've never had this for breakfast, and it's so different from normal. But I tell you what, after I didn't feel full. I just felt comfortable. It's just amazing when you eat correctly how your body loves you for it. Your body loves you back for it, if you like. And it's just great. It really is. It's fantastic. So yeah, I remember a long time ago, I had all sorts of excuses why not to talk to people. All sorts. I used to come up with them all day. You know, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to do this. Oh, yeah, it's lunchtime now. I'm not going to call them. I'm not going to talk to them. It doesn't matter because you don't know what their lunchtime is. My lunchtime is actually 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I only have breakfast and I have 3 o'clock. I don't have any dinner. And that's again happened recently because I don't feel hungry. If I don't feel hungry, why should I eat? You know,
Exactly.
they say you should eat breakfast, lunch, dinner. No, you don't. You
And
eat.
snack 5 times a day.
Your body should be telling you when to eat.
No, yeah, exactly.
and
That this little and often thing in breakfast, the most important. That's a load of rubbish. That was sold to us by the food industry.
I think so because I don't eat breakfast and I'm very fine.
Because you think about cavemen, you know, our ancestors, they didn't go, oh, it's 8 o'clock, so it's no, they didn't say, well, it's breakfast. Oh, hold on, get the kettle on, it's lunch. They just ate when they were hungry. If they didn't catch or hunt something and shoot it, that was it. So the thing is that food is readily available. We can just buy anything we want, anytime we want, just grab it out of the fridge, and that's the problem. And I've disciplined myself. I do this 16 hours fasting and eat my calorie, actually less my calories in 8 hours. So I get rid of but when you understand sugar, insulin and fat, how that works, it just makes the whole, because I didn't understand it before. I thought, I'm doing everything. I'm just not losing weight. Then I found out about sugar. That's the immediate source of energy. Then the insulin. And then once the body's used all up, it goes, well, we need some energy. Oh, look, there's some fat content. Let's get into that. But if you've got plenty of sugar and insulin, it doesn't need it. It doesn't get anywhere near it. So it just sits there and you think, this is frustrating. But one thing a lot of people have fear about, and it is, a lot of people have this fear, is asking for the sale. When I say asking for the sale, it's the same as whether a salesman says, do you want to buy or don't you want to buy? They didn't say it like that, but ask for the sale. I'll give an example. There was somebody, I was on Internations. This old chap, he's like 80 odd years old, reached out to me. And he said, can we converse in German? I said, yeah, no problem at all. He said, he gave me his telephone number. So I gave him a call. Didn't have a clue he was on. And he phoned me up. And basically what he was wanting from me is if I could help him. He's got this fantastic idea about recycling tires. And I'm not sure exactly what it was, but he thought I could help him with sourcing investors. I couldn't, and I wasn't going to get involved with that. So I said, look, I can't help you there. But I just asked him the question. Now, this is what I do offline, because I'm in the energy sector. I don't know this guy from Adam. And I asked for the sale. I said to him, listen, could you imagine paying less for your energy bills in the future? And he said, well, yes, I can actually. I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'm an energy consultant. Send me across your bill, your energy bill, and I'll have a look for it. I saved them about 400 euros and I got the sale, but I asked for it. Yeah. And it's the same as when we reach out to people, have the conversation, show them the video and everything else. What do you think? Is there anything from the information you've seen so far that would stop you from getting started today? We've got to ask for the sale. And they'll say, well, actually, I've got a question about the product, about the conversation plan. Then you go back to that. But you've got to ask the question. You've got to ask for the sale. Because quite often we miss that bit and we think, well, they'll ask me. No, they won't. You need to ask them. Is there anything at all that we've covered so far that you've got any question? No, there isn't. So would you like to get started? Where would you like to get started today? You've got to assume that they're going to get started. Where do you want to get started? With a smaller package or the big package? Give them an A/B. Most people get started at 2,000, might not be your budget. What's your budget? Well, I can afford 500. Okay, well, level 1 would be great. And then you send them the link, get them to download the app, send them it there and then. Don't follow up with them to do that. Do it there and then. And I'd done that the other day with a woman, and this woman I reached out to on Facebook ages ago, cold contact, built a bit of a relationship, asked the question. She was having none of it at all. This was another business I was in, and now she's joining the business. So, and she's got a client list that you would not believe. She's a marketer. She does email marketing, all that sort of stuff, and she's going to go crazy this thing. But I asked for the sale. I just kept in touch.
Mm.
I was at a seminar because I'm going self-employed next month, and I was obliged to attend a seminar that covered the business plan
Yeah.
and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, there's people sitting left of me and right of me. Couldn't resist the conversation. So the guy on the left of me gave his number, and the person on the right, she's a carer. And I said, look, you know, this is amazing. She said, have you seen this watch? This is amazing. Does this, this, and this, all that sort of stuff. And she was like, oh, wow, this is great. We need to get together. She's a carer, and it's got loads of people that would love this. I'm like, really? Let's book a time now. I'm not going to give you a call, you know, Nick, tomorrow. Let's book a time now. So we've nailed down a time. We've got to see her on the 2nd, and she will join the business. I asked for the sale. You've got to ask for the sale.
Yeah.
And have fun with it. Just have fun with it.
Yep, good. All right, brilliant. Thank you everyone for tonight, and
I'm going to put
find your way to ask for the sale. That's the main thing.
I'm going to put a script in here. You might like this, you might not, but this is it's you know, that cold contacting, it builds trust, it builds curiosity, and people will respond to them. But this is what I send people here. I'll just put that in the chat. You can have a look at it. You might want to tailor this, so you might not like it. I don't know, but it is curious. And this is what I send to, you know, I've referenced a couple of things where because people ask you, do we know each other? This is a cold contact. People ask 3 questions. Do we know each other? Where did you find me? What do you want? That covers all of them. So you can tailor it, do whatever you want, but that sort of thing there might be too posh, I don't know, but you can have a look at that, and you can just connect with people and just say, hey, and I just basically send that to them. And I don't care about the result because I'm not emotionally attached. And if they say, yeah, that sounds interesting, let's connect, or not, but it doesn't matter, at least they've asked the question. So you can copy that and put it on your swipe list, your swipe file.
Thank you. That's really useful.
Yep. Put on my phone.
So do we know each other? Covered. Where did you find me? What do you want? It's all covered.
Absolutely. You master of communication, John.
I'm always testing these kind of things because
I like the scripts you gave us as well, John. That was
Yeah.
really good.
yeah, they're
Maybe
good.
we'll post it in the group again. Yeah, they're good.
But it is, we covered this as well. It's all about, it's because you've got to solve a problem, solve a desire, or fill a need. That's the 3 things that people want. Solve a problem, you know, solve, you know, fulfill a desire, or fill it, or solve, you know, a need. And if you can fill in of them, then you can have any conversation. But any conversations outside of that, you haven't got their attention. And it's like you said there, Lolita, when you're having conversations with people and you just don't seem to connect with them because they're not listening to you, you haven't got their attention. You're speaking to the conscious mind and not the subconscious mind. Is you need to sort of have that keyword. It's like when we scroll, remember, you scroll on your phone and something stops you at that particular post. Whatever it was, but we've all done it. We stop at a post. It's because something in that post, it might have been a headline, whatever, has stopped you. It's just subconscious mind has picked that up. And that's what communication is all about. Have conversations with the subconscious mind, because the conscious mind is thick as 2 planks.
Yeah, Plankton.
Anyway, thank you for your time.
Yep, thank you everyone, and look forward to seeing you next week.
We will.
Okay, bye for now.
Bye, everyone.
All right, good evening. Take care. Bye-bye for now.
Okay.
Bye-bye.